So next comes Mars Dasha. So let's have a look at the D1 and what's going on in their life. In general, Mars Dasha always brings a lot of energy and ambition to accomplish goals. And here Mars rules the first house of self and potential, but it has really no direct second house agenda. And so financial matters won't be essential focus during Mars Dasha. Now Mars does rule Jupiter, who is the 8th lord. But again, this supports a lack of financial responsibility, right? Because the 8th house is about depending on other people's money and not being personally responsible for it. And so during this time, this person wasn't oriented towards building wealth and working harder and acquiring material comforts to have a better life. This just wasn't something that they thought about much. Rather, Mercury rules the first house of self, and also Jupiter, the planet of self-purpose and inner growth. And so they were more interested in their spiritual life, in studying philosophy and working on themselves than chasing wealth or worrying about everyday practicalities. They also were spending time on building their body, improving their mindset. Money basically was just treated as something secondary. So now let's have a look at the horror chart. In general, we have just seen from the D1 that Mars doesn't have a financial agenda and the person is not on a path of wealth accumulation. They don't wake up thinking that, I really need to make more money. How can I make more money? Mars Dasha wasn't about that. The focus was elsewhere. But still, let's analyze the D2. Just because people don't focus on it, the D2 is still active and they're still going to make money, or financial matters are going to be important, and those will be seen here with regards to making money, building money, managing money, and so forth. Mars here is not ruling the important second or third house cusps. It is only here ruling Scorpio, Aries, the 7th cusp, again the 8th lord Jupiter. But we can see that Mars is ruling the second from Saturn, and Saturn is the Amatya Karaka, right? So there is a wealth agenda for Mars. And so Mars Dasha has a significant impact on his wealth, even though this is not where he's focused on. And so events related to wealth will happen along the way of what he is doing, right? We have seen in the D1 that he's not focused on it, but the D2 shows us that financial opportunities will still show up along his life path while he's focused on something else, namely developing his body, mind, and spirit. Now, how is Mars Dasha doing? It's not going to be significantly better than Moon Dasha, right? We can see here that Mars and the Moon, they are under similar influences, and so we can't really expect that the finances in Mars Dasha will get a lot better. Mars is in a natural friend sign, just like the Moon, and Mars is influenced here by the same malefic planets, primarily Saturn, Rahu, the Sun, and also Ketu. And so this is going to be a difficult financial period. And again, Mercury is the one who is going to help out. Now, there is a difference and improvement, though, in Mars Dasha, and that is that Mars is ruled by Jupiter, who is here on an angle and also in the 7th house. And Jupiter is only aspected here by Venus. This, of course, makes Mars Dasha less stressful, right? Because even here, the Moon is ruled by Mercury and has the same afflictions, but Jupiter, on the other hand, doesn't have those. And so this will overall just reduce the burden and stress related to finances. So again, Mars Dasha will be fairly similar in the way that it unfolds as Moon Dasha, right? The Antardashas of Saturn Rahu, they were the worst. Mars Mercury bailed him out again and gave an opportunity to make more money, and he became financially also settled again during that Antardasha here of Mercury. And that sort of financial stability didn't change again for the remainder of Mars Dasha, okay? Because there is no real difficult Antardashas following, and he didn't have any major financial problems.